Welcome to my shop. My name is Mark, and this will be an introduction on a basic carving series. If you ever thought that you wanted to try carving but just didn't know where to start, this could help you. I'm going to give you some basic information on how to get started in carving, what traditional carving tools you'll use, wood selection, tool storage, tool sharpening, enough to get you started. Now, how this started out was I did a class for SAFM in Lakeland, Florida. That's the Society for American Period Furniture Makers, on carving, and we did this fan here, traditional fan. And these can be done a number of different ways. There's all kinds of ways, but this is the way I chose to get started and show them. So what we can do is, at the end of the basic presentation of tools and materials and that kind of thing, we'll move on to a project like this. So you'll be able to get your feet wet. I've been doing woodworking for a long time. I started when I was 13 years old. I'm now 66 years old. So I've learned some things along the way. Back then there was no internet. You had to learn on your own, and I made a lot of mistakes. And I'm hoping that through this series that you'll learn something that'll keep you from making the same mistakes that I did. Anyway, let's start by showing some of the tools that we use in traditional carving. Now, there's traditional carving with a regular chisel as opposed to power carving that you might see with rotary bits like your dentist has. And this is strictly traditional carving is what I'm talking about. So it starts with your chisels. It starts with a V-tool for starting your carving, establishing lines and depths and shadows and things like that. They come in straight types and different types of sizes and stuff like that. This is a 12. They also, the V-gouge also comes with a long sweep like this one. The gouges are named by their sweep. And I have this little chart here. A number 1 sweep is straight across like a chisel. A number 2 is just a little bit curved up at the ends. Number 3 is just a little bit more. 4, obviously a little more, and on and on and on until you get to an 11, which is more like a U. They call it a veiner rather than a gouge. And then, so you have the sweep number, and then you have the width, usually in millimeters. So, like this would be a number 5 sweep, the curvature, and I think this is about a 10 or 14 millimeter, which is about a 1/2 inch. So here's a number 2. Number 3. Five. Here's a number 7. You use 7s a lot. Now, you don't really often use a number 2, a number 4, number 6, some. For some reason, the number 2 and the number 4 you don't use much. You'll use a lot of number 3s, number 5s, number 7s, 8s, not so much 9s, and the small veiner you'll use a lot. This is an 8. This is a larger 8. Here's the number 11. It's kind of a U shape, as I said. And then you have specialty tools like this back bent gouge and spoon gouges. There's all kinds of specialty ones for doing this. Allows you to get inside of things, like if you're doing the ankle on a ball and claw foot or whatever. So that's basically the tools that you'll need. Now, you don't need a chest full of carving tools. You can get by with a knife, carving knife, one gouge, maybe a number 3 or a number 5, and a V-tool. You can do a lot of carving with those. And having more and different sizes just means that you'll be able to suit the tool to the work and it make the job a little bit easier, but you can get by with a whole lot less. So I thought real quick I'd show you around some of the things that I've done so you kind of get a little idea of what I do and my workspace here and how I store my tools. So let's move on. This is the north wall in my bench room, and I have some examples of carving that I've done for classes. The one here to the left, you'll see how to lay out that fan that I showed you. Just some different things you can do with gouges, lamb's tongue, how you can add beads to wood edges and stuff. That is a mallard head. I got into wildlife carving. I did a lot of ducks and songbirds. This is what's called a ringneck drake, the drake being the male of the species. And carving them is a challenge. You can look at the detail on the bill. A lot of people find that the painting is more difficult than the actual carving. Above that is just a numbered print. Below is supposedly my name in hieroglyphics, according to Richard, who gave this to me. Thank you, Richard. This is an example of a side pocket on the duck, a black duck that I did for a class. And you can see the carving and painting there. Another gouge chart. And just some examples of carving. This is the first ball and claw foot that I ever did, probably 45 years ago. I've just held on to it. Going around my shop. This shop is about 12 by 24, this part of it. This is a ruddy duck drake in a preening position. And I have several others in here. Most of them are inside the house and have been sold and stuff. There's another ringneck drake up there and a buffle head. So let me take you around here and show you where I keep my carving tools. First of all, this is an area where I do power carving, and this is a table that the top comes up 90 degrees, and it has a masonite top on it right now, but it has dog holes to hold your work and stuff for traditional carving and things like that. So here's where I hold my carving tools. Here's where all the V tools are. Number 1 sweep, 2, 3, on down, over here to 7. and on down to specialty tools. And it just keeps them organized. This shop is in Florida. We have a lot of humidity, but I have air conditioning, and it doesn't affect the tools. I don't have problems with rust. I also want to show you a box that I made where I keep my magnifying glasses. Here's a shell that I carved, convex shell, on a mahogany box, and inside I just keep my magnifiers, and I use these a lot. And I'll show you how later on. But yeah, that's the box. All right, so that gives you a short introduction of what I do, some of what I do, and what I'd like to show you to get you started. Like I said, the tools, material selection, maybe a little bit more about tool storage, and definitely sharpening. I have a system of sharpening that I want to pass on to you. I've recently kind of given it out to people to use, and it's been very well received. It makes sharpening a lot easier. It's nothing earth-shattering, but it's a combination of the way I put things together. It's quick, easy. It's helped me out a lot. It's helped a lot of other people get sharp really fast, stay sharp fast, and makes it where you can just get back to carving a lot quicker. So that's what it's about, right? Carving, not sharpening. So the quicker that I can do it, the better it is for me. And I'll show you. If you like it, you're welcome to go forward with it. If you don't, go back to the way you were doing it before. So anyway, we'll get back together, and we'll talk more about carving, and hopefully we'll have some fun together. All right? Take care.